It's a very, very hot day today.
But first of all, I would like to say thank you. You have been so generous in your words of appreciation, and it warms my heart because production number pala gumawa ng videos and nakapagod siya mag-edit, but you have been so kind to me and you have been very appreciative, and I'd like to thank you for that. So as I promised, I will not stop making videos, but I will make sure to sleep earlier. Please click the bell button and subscribe to this channel. And I also have an FB page. Just search Be Wealthy Tomorrow and click like. So growing up, I've always been non-confrontational. As a middle child, I've become like a chameleon who's always willing to adjust. I also get influenced easily by the people that I am with. I avoid conflicts in general. So I'd rather, keep silent and keep things to myself. Don't get me wrong. I love talking to people, being the extrovert that I am. But every time I smell a conflict brewing, I do whatever it takes to avoid it. So, ewan ko. So when I was younger, I tried na maging palaban, but it just didn't work out for me. Maybe because, as I said, I grew up to be a chameleon, so I didn't really have that solid identity. So, mahirap siya. So, I don't like getting into arguments because I always lose. And, the fact is, with this characteristic, it's a little bit problematic because you keep things bottled up inside, and somehow pag may nagti-trigger, you can just burst it all out, no? And kadalasan when that happens, very emotion based, right? Out of anger and frustration, ang dami mo nang nasasabi. So the ending is it's very nasty. So the ending becomes really very nasty. So I once went through very dark times a few years ago. And at that time, it felt like, actually not a lot of people know this, but at that time, it felt like everything else was not working out. Like everything in my personal life, in my career, in my finances, everything. I had so many negative emotions, and somehow my relationships with the people closest to me, like for example, my parents and my husband, got affected. The angels that God sent us come in different shapes and forms. So a quick shout out to Sheni. So Sheni is a beautiful woman I met back in AIA. We were both very exhausted from our flights, different separate flights from Europe. And nagka-conversation lang kami. And then the random stranger turned out to be my pseudo-therapist and also an awesome friend. Another angel naman came in the form of training. Weird, no? So I joined a training about Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and eventually read his book. And for some reason, parang it took me out of that rut. Alam mo yun? So it provided me clarity because I realized na lahat pala ng nangyayari sa buhay ko, accountable ako. So I stopped blaming people and I stopped blaming myself. I also stopped rationalizing my wrong decisions. Alam mo yun, yung sinasabi mong wala kang choice. Kasi alam mo, may choice ka parati. Talagang the fact is, pag tinolerate mo ang things, meaning, you made that choice. Good or bad, kasali ka doon. Kasali ka sa decision making doon. Kasi pwede ka naman talagang gumawa ng opposite choice. Pwede naman talagang hindi mo siya itolerate. So slowly, ang nangyari, I started listening to myself more. And then, yun kasi, sanay ako, diba, na I will please people, I'm like a chameleon. So, it really got me to thinking, ano ba talaga yung gusto ko? Alam mo yun? Like, what do I really want from life? Ano ba talaga yung prinsipyo ko sa buhay? Ano ba talaga yung pinaka-importante for me? And because of this, because I determined that, I also learned how to say no. I set limits. And weirdly, everything just somehow fell into place. My relationships, my career, my finances, lahat. I also started practicing objective and logical thinking, which is very difficult to do. But most of all, I was able to learn how to communicate and express my thoughts without being emotional. So hindi ako naiiyak, hindi ako nagagalit. I'm able to really communicate clearly And the reason for that is because when I listen intently. Like, I really try my best to listen kung saan yung pinanggagalingan ng taong kausap ko. Instead of focusing on the way they're actually saying things, so I realized na, okay, so pag may kausap ako, it should always be content over delivery. So, ngayon, I'm able to face conflicts head-on and nare-resolve ko pa. So, diba? Great job. Ako pa talaga nag-great job sa sarili ko. So as a result, my relationships became healthier because now the goal is to always arrive at a win-win situation. Hindi na yung sinong mas tama, sino yung mas magaling. It's always about trying to resolve it, and moving forward, we want to make sure that the conflict doesn't happen again. So win-win siya. If you haven't read the book, please do so. But I will create a shorter version. I'll create a book summary and post it on my page tomorrow just for you. Always remember that a learning curve is essential to growth. So be humble, be teachable, and always keep on learning so that you and I will be wealthy tomorrow.